Hi friends, it's Teresa from Stringfield Ridge Farm. Welcome to the channel. Whether you are an old friend or a new friend, we welcome you to Stringfield Ridge Farm and this collaboration that is being hosted by Mountain Grandma and the Budget Preppers. And so there will be videos for each day of this month. And you need to watch them all. If you watch them all and listen for details of a giveaway, there are going to be some wonderful prizes. And the grand prize is a home herbalist course that is by Herb Whisperer. So that will be a wonderful grand prize. There are other prizes as well. There are herbal books, tins for salves, dropper bottles for tinctures, and other things. I don't remember what else, but there's lots of great prizes in this giveaway. So be sure you watch each video each day of August, and it is my turn. So there will be a different channel each day through August, and if you watch each video, and I believe you're supposed to comment on each video, and then keep an eye out at Mountain Grandma for a giveaway at the end. And there are great prizes, so be sure that you get involved and watch each video through the month of August on my apothecary. So first off, I want to say, I do not call mine an apothecary. For one reason is because I have a hard time saying the word apothecary, and sometimes it comes out apothecary. So I call it an herbal medicine cabinet around here. Now, mine is not big enough maybe to be called an apothecary. Some are. I think of an apothecary as, a whole room. If you have a whole room in your house dedicated to that kind of thing, or like Kylie over at the Honeystead has a whole building that she set up as an apothecary. But I believe that we probably all have an apothecary. Mine, however, I call my herbal medicine cabinet. So let's go see that. So first off, I used to have a wooden cabinet here, but it was not as big as this plastic one. And I ended up running out of room, running out of space. So I bought this cabinet at Lowe's. And I thought that would be plenty of room at the time. But guess what? I have run out of room again. So now I have found a cedar armoire that was given to me. And it's big. Not sure how it's going to fit in this space. But right now I have it in my storage shed, which is heated and cooled. It's a temperature-controlled storage shed. And so right now I have the cedar cabinet in there. And I'm going to have him put shelves in it so that I have more room. I may keep some of this in here. And I will show you why I'm out of room. I also put lights in this one because it is dark back here in this hallway. So let me get some of these lights on. So there you go. There's my lit up herbal medicine cabinet. And most of this is what I made. I have a few things that I got from Dr. Christopher's. And then most of it, that one's bought. There's a few things that are bought in here, but most of it is stuff that I make. And so I have learned over the years to make a lot of tinctures. There goes another light. I have learned to make a lot of tinctures and salves over the years. There's some dried herbs in here too. So I'll show some of that and show you, I can't go through everything probably, but I will show you a lot of what I made. So as you can see, most of these on top are already poured up into dropper bottles and labeled. I try to put the name and the date and what, like this one says brandy, that was made in brandy. And then the next shelf is more of ones that have either already been strained off. There's a couple of dried herbs in here, but most of them are either still steeping or already strained off. The next shelf is mostly, there's a few in alcohol, but most of that's dried. The next shelf is mostly dried. And the bottom shelf is kind of leftover dried, and some bottles back there. I have some empty bottles on top. And as you can see, I am running out of space. And this middle cabinet is bowing a little bit, so I can't put anything more heavy in there. I need to probably move some of what's in there. Stick that up there. Anyway, some of these shelves are starting to bow a little on this plastic cabinet because these jars are so heavy. And anyway, some of this is pretty heavy. This is honey. This is garlic and honey. And that's pretty heavy. That probably needs to be moved. There went another light out. Okay, my lights are just pooping out on me. Need to get batteries. So we'll start up here with lemon balm in brandy. That's one of my favorites for anxiety. It's good for a lot of other things. Lemon balm tea or lemon balm tincture is great for anxiety and stress, but also good for cold sores and things related to cold sores. There is a St. John's wort tincture, and echinacea is one of my favorites. My lights are coming back on. This is so funny. So echinacea, I grow echinacea, I grow lemon balm. There's some mullein that is good for, mullein tincture is great for colds that go into the chest, like bronchitis, and just colds that kind of sink down into your chest, stuff like that, deep coughs. Echinacea is good for colds and lots of other things. I grow echinacea, and I like to do the flowers and leaves, and then I also do an echinacea root tincture, and that's good for all kinds of colds and flus and just all kinds of things that echinacea is good for. Even like snake bites and things, you know, just everything. Echinacea is an all-around great one to have. Colloidal silver. This is garlic and oregano and olive oil. That is good for infections. My lights are coming on and off. This is funny. I may have to redo this video with batteries in my lights. Hawthorn, that's good for blood pressure, is what I use that for. It's good for other things too, but so this is a ginger turmeric tincture. That's good for everything. Lobelia, I was taking for a little while. Not taking it right now. There's some usnea in brandy that is good for viruses and things, all kinds of things. It is very antibiotic and I'm knocking some of them over. And let's see, what do we got here? Calendula salve. So these lights are going on and off. Sorry, y'all. Bad time for a video. So, then I had already said garlic and honey. That is great for colds and flus. And if I start getting a cold, I'm going to be eating a good chunk of garlic with a little bit of honey on it. These are fermenting. It is fermenting, actually, is what that's called. It's garlic and honey, and it's going to be fermented garlic. And for a cold, I will take and eat probably a good chunk of that, or even a half a chunk. And I've got 2 of them there, so this is not all I had. So also here is some of my sunflower blossoms. You just pull off the yellow sunflower bloom and dry that, and that is good as a tea for viruses and colds, like especially COVID. That's when I learned to use this one, was during COVID. There's some dried yarrow for a styptic, stop bleeding. Just all kinds of stuff. There's some self-heal. We have some self-heal growing here. So there's some self-heal tincture going. And dried oregano. More stuff down here, more lemon balm. There's some dried oregano. Nettle. My nettle's about gone. I need to get some more nettle dried up. I use that in my pills. I make my own pills that are for blood pressure, and they have nettle and hawthorn and parsley and turmeric, a couple different other things I can't think of this second. I have a bottle down here that tells what all's in it. Here's the other one. Moringa, hawthorn, hibiscus, parsley, nettle. And so, some more dried ones. There's a bee balm. That's a good tea for different things, for stress relief. Goldenrod, dried goldenrod. That's a good tea for allergies. There's some of my self-heal made up into a tincture, a whole big bottle of that. Good for lots of things. Parsley I dried to go in my blood pressure pills. Some comfrey going. This is comfrey oil to make comfrey salve with. And so that is a little bit of my herbal products, my herbal stuff. I also make products that I sell in a local store, and I'll show you a little bit of that. But just showing you that this is so full that I had to really start over here. Let's see. This is my back hallway, and this is some of my pantry stuff, overflow from the pantry. And then this is overflow back here from the herbal medicine cabinet. So I've got some feverfew going, some lemon balm, plantain oil for to make plantain salve is going back here. More comfrey oil, elderberry tincture going, and several others back there. Passion fruit. Anyway, just lots of stuff going. And then I've got my oils and things down here. Oils and vinegars down here in the floor. So that is one reason I need more more space to put my herbal products. I need an extra or another herbal medicine cabinet. So so this is something that when I started out, I probably had one shelf of that. And I had a little wooden cabinet here that had 3 little shelves on it. And I started out with probably just one shelf worth of that. And then it grew to 2 and 3, and then now you can see. And and I've learned so much. I learned a lot from my father when I was growing up. I learned some things from him about herbal products and wild plants. I do a lot of foraging and wild plants, and learned some of that from him. And recently, in the last couple of years, I have taken a few herbal courses. I got 3 herbalist certificates. showing that I completed courses. And I'm working on a fourth one currently, right now, working on a fourth one. So after that, I would love to do this home herbalist course by the Herb Whisperer. I would love to be able to do that course and just continue on and keep learning more and more and more. I have a lot of books that I reference also, that I study from and reference. I'll show that. So here are my herbal books. All of these I study and have also for reference. So it's hard to keep everything in your mind. So it's really important to have a good library of herbal books to reference and go back on. And I have some really good ones in my arsenal here. And one of my first ones, this was one of my first herbal books, The Green Pharmacy by James Duke. This is a wonderful resource. He not only tells herbal remedies, he also tells you foods and spices that are good for different things. And I have referenced this book, as you can see, a lot over the years. And I even bought this book for each of my 5 daughters for Christmas one year. And every time they call me and say, oh, what do I do about this? I always ask them, where's your Green Pharmacy book? So it's easier to just call Mom and say, what do I do about this or that? But this is an old one I have that was my dad's. It's called Using Plants for Healing. That's an old book that was my dad's. And so that's actually probably the first one I had, but I don't think I had it until after he passed away. So anyway, 2 of those. And then I've got a few others that was his. One of them is in my bug out bag. That is a wild plant identifying book. And that was his, and it's really old. The Herbalist Guide, Herbal Antivirals. There is Dr. Christopher's. That's a really good book. School of Natural Healing by Dr. Christopher. This is a wonderful reference book and tells you protocols and everything. And I highly recommend this book, but it is expensive. So, if you can't afford it, there's lots of others. So this was also one of my first ones here. The Village Herbalist by Nancy and Michael Phillips. That's been referenced a lot over the years. That's a really good book. It's had seen better days. No, if I can get that back in there. Nourishing Traditions by Sally Fallon. That's a really good book to have. Just lots and lots of different ones here. Of course, I have all of Nicole Apollyon's books. Oh. So she's the one that was on the show Survivor, and she is a doctor, PhD, Nicole Apolyon, I think it's pronounced. I have all of her books. She's a really good one, and I have her. I have a certificate from her course, and let's see. I have a couple of Rosemary Gladstars. Everything she does is great. There's a Rosemary Gladstar. Here is a Herbal Medic that is by a guy that was in the military, a Green Beret. And it has all kinds of field stuff, like you're out in the field surviving and need herbal medical attention. So more of them. Field Guide to Edible Wild Plants, Herbal Home Health Care, The Healing. This is a good one. A friend gave me this one a few years ago, and I've referenced it a lot. The Healing Herbs, The Ultimate Guide by Michael Castleman. That is a really good one too. He is awesome. So check out some of those and get you, if you don't already have, a good supply of herbal books. be sure you get those as soon as you are starting your herbal journey. You should get several good books to study and reference. Just got this new book today, and I've gotten 3 from Five Below. The store Five Below, if you have that in your area. If you look in their books, they always have some kind of herbal book in there. I just got this one today. They're always $5. So just check that out. You never know where you're going to find a good herbal book. Watch yard sales and thrift stores where somebody maybe bought one and then wasn't using it and passed it along. So those are good to have. Where's my other one? Right here is another one I got from Five Below, $5, Herbal Handbook. I've got several others. I don't remember which ones they were right this minute, but anyway, that's a good source way to get herbal books cheaper. So that was a look at some of the herbal products that I have in a local store. And here's kind of a close-up of some of those. I do really good with the jewelweed soap and salve. That's one of my best sellers. So jewelweed grows wild around here and in a lot of areas. And you can get the jewelweed and make your oil and then make your soaps and salves from the oil. And it helps with any itchies, and especially poison ivy and poison oak and those things, and also for eczema. It has been great for people for eczema. And I also have a comfrey salve and a plantain salve that I sell out there, and they sell really good. I have a super pain salve that sells good out there. And I have went to this kind of label. This was my labels I bought and paid for online. But then I went to making my own, and they are more of a rustic label that I'm making myself. And I also sell some teas out there. This is a stress away tea I make and sell out there, and that sells pretty good. And then I have a sleepy time tea. These are both stress away. But I also have a sleepy time tea that has some other ingredients that are help you sleep. I've done really good out there with a natural deodorant that I'm selling, and several other products. The deodorant has went really well. The jewelweed soap and salve, comfrey and plantain, the pain salve. I'm also selling a couple of tinctures out there. I'm trying not to do too much on tinctures out there, because with those kind of things, you want to know more about the customer and what their situation is. But I am selling a lemon balm tincture out there for anxiety, and a turkey tail mushroom tincture for immune building. So anyway, there you go. So there you go. There's my apothecary, or my herbal medicine cabinet, and the products that I'm currently selling at the store. And I'm gonna add more as I go. I've only been doing this about 6 months, selling at the store out there. So I'll probably be adding more products, but right now some of them are going really good, and I'm trying to focus on those that are selling really good out there. But just let me end with some wise words from April Graham at She Is of the Woods, who says, "You are smart enough, you can do this too." So thanks for watching, and give me a thumbs up and comment and subscribe to my channel if you're not, and watch the rest of the month of the Herbal Apothecary videos for August. Thank you to Mountain Grandma and the Budget Preppers.